Hi Smooners, welcome back to being Mrs. S. And I'm going to sprinkle some BGM on you. And I'm going to be using a different wand today for a different reason, but this is our BGM wand. Or this one. But let's get into the topic of today. So I was minding my own business, and per usual, I think I told you guys in one of my old videos that now that I'm on Ozempic, for some reason, Google and whoever it is, they just push notifications to me about Ozempic and some of these other GLP-1 type drugs. And yesterday, the one notification that kept popping up everywhere was that the makers of Ozempic and Mounjaro are being sued. Now, if you're on Ozempic, the maker of Ozempic is Novo Nordisk, and Mounjaro is Eli Lilly. So I've just had really, really great results with Ozempic, and I'm excited about it. Obviously, you've seen my playlist on my life on Ozempic. I'm talking about the just great results I have received from, being on the drug and all that. But if you've noticed a few of the videos that I have posted, case in point, my most recent video talking about my weight loss and the process and everything that I've been going through, I talked about the need for research before getting into any of these class of drugs. The need for research and the need for having a good relationship with your doctor. And when I say good relationship, I mean you've gone to your doctor, you've done the necessary tests required, or even not required, but necessary tests to find out what's going on with your body and if these sorts of drugs are the things that you need to do. And I can't stress hard enough the importance of doing the research. I say it all the time. Yes, we're all human beings. Okay, we're one and the same as far as being of the human beings class of beings, right? But there are things that will affect me differently from the next person. Your sister, your brother, or whatever. Your brother has allergies, you don't. Your sister has allergies, you don't. So there are things that are going to affect us differently. Your sibling has an illness that you don't have and you'll never get. So we're different in that way. So while these videos that we do, people like us who are on either Ozempic or Mounjaro, Saxenda, or one of these drugs, GLP class of drugs, while they're very helpful, but you have to understand that we're telling you about our experiences, obviously from our perspective, and how these things are affecting us. And that's part of the research, isn't it? You watch these videos, you see how it affects this one person from the next person, and then part of that helps you decide what it is you're going to do. So it's really important. So getting back to the topic of the day, and I'm going to try to find the one that I actually watched. This one is it was CNN. It was a video, and the headline is Ozempic and Mounjaro drug manufacturers sued over side effects. Now, I watched that. The headline was kind of weird because I'm like, how are you sued over side effects if those side effects were mentioned in the drug? As in, like you watch the commercials and they tell you they spill the side effects for you. When you go and get your prescription, it's written on there what the side effects are, this and that. So you are forewarned that these are the possible side effects that you can get from taking this drug, but then you took it and then you experienced those side effects and now you're suing. That doesn't make sense to me. So I was like, if that's the case, I don't even want to see this I don't even want to know what these people are talking about. And so anyway, I went ahead and I listened to the video. I want to play it, but I don't know that it will be I don't know that it will be clear. But when I watched it, the issue was about the issue was about a condition called gastroparesis. And if I understand what that means, it means that your I guess digestive system goes through a process of paralysis or whatever, so it's not doing anything, and that's bringing in or causing some additional issues for you. The funny thing about this is that just last week I got together with some of my former classmates. We were visiting one of our friends who had just lost her dad on Zoom, so all of us are from all over the place. And of course my friends who watch my videos were like, okay, tell us about this, and we're talking about it. And then one of my friends said, oh, she's looked into it and she's really concerned about this gastroparesis. I think she said paralysis or something. Let me see if I can find that thing. And then right after that conversation, another one of my friends sent me a link, an Instagram link about the same issue. It's gastroparesis, and basically it's a condition that paralyzes your stomach, so to speak. And so she sent me that. Another friend, one of my friends, said, oh, she's concerned about this. And then fast forward, and I don't know if it's because I clicked on that link, then I got this this alert from CNN. But that only just, this video, the CNN video was posted 3 days ago. I watched it yesterday. So I don't know. But this lady went ahead and I don't understand. It's the same person. She's suing the makers of Ozempic and Mounjaro, and I'm like, I don't understand. Why is she suing both? Was she on both of them? What is the reason you would be taking Ozempic and then you move to Mounjaro? I don't know. Maybe I have no idea. It doesn't say much about her reasoning behind taking both drugs, but the lawsuit is just the one lady or so, I think they said it was a woman, who is suing both companies, and they said the companies weren't reached for comment, and they didn't comment on it. Okay, so let me sprinkle some sense on you. You don't go into any drug regimen without doing ample research. Part of the reason for weight gain could be that you already had gastroparesis to begin with. For instance, as part of my research, I realized that my digestive system was slow. I'm not producing as much stomach acid I feel like I should be producing to aid the digestion and things like that. I don't know, maybe that was her issue. I'm not a big go to the doctor type of person, and I have to be honest with you, the only reason I went to see this doctor was after I had done the full research. I talked to my friends who are doctors, and I decided I wanted this drug. So the only reason that I was going to see the doctor was just to get this drug, which you can only get through a prescription from a doctor. That's why I went. Outside of that, I have no business going to the doctor. I have no business going to a hospital. I just don't like that. I'm sorry. That's just my way. And I think just, I know maybe it's just a mental thing, but the fact that I can count on my fingers how many times I visited a hospital, I think that's part of why I'm in general good health. And my only issue is that I was obese, morbidly obese, and now I've gotten to an overweight state. And if I continue this way, hopefully I will, fingers crossed, praying to God Almighty, get into a normal class, normal weight. So I'm wondering, did you, Miss Lady, do the research regarding this drug and how it's going to affect you? Prior to doing that, did you go and do the regular test that you were supposed to do to make sure you didn't have any other underlying issues, which you probably did? I don't know anyone who is morbidly obese and is not suffering from things like high blood pressure, probably heart palpitation, edema, that's water retention, and who aren't pre-diabetic. I don't know a lot of people who are like that. So did you already go, do these other tests? One thing that they say that's really, really in bold is if you have this specific any thyroid issue to begin with, you probably don't want to take this drug. And there are people who don't know they have thyroid issues, and then they get on the drug and then it becomes a problem. So there are things that are going on with your body, especially when you get to a weight that is, detrimental to your overall well-being and your overall health. There are things that are going on, and so because that is the case, you want to make sure that you've gone through all those tests, those battery of tests that can say, okay, this is what's going on with you. And then with that knowledge and knowing what these side effects are from this drug, you know what, that it makes sense for you to take this drug, or it doesn't make sense for you to take this drug, or it's just a chance you want to take. And if it's a chance you want to take, sis, why are you suing the drug company when you made the decision to take the drug? Like, I don't get it. I understand suing the drug company when they didn't alert you, you're experiencing side effects that nobody told you about and they are causing you problems. Then I can see why you're saying, Nova Nordisk, Eli Lilly, what are you doing? I'm suing you. But if they made it 100% clear that this is what you're going to experience, you're going to experience vomiting, you're going to experience nausea, you're going to experience diarrhea, you're going to experience constipation. It's like, okay, diarrhea and constipation, really? You're going to experience a lot of gastrointestinal issues. If you are already aware of that and it's just something you can't deal with, why would you go ahead and purchase these drugs? Why would you go ahead and get a prescription for them and purchase? It just doesn't make sense to me. In my case, I knew I already had this. I had issues with after I got on it, I had the eureka moment, but I already knew I wasn't regular. And if I'm not regular, that has to have something to do with gastrointestinal issues. And even in my skinny girl era, I still had those issues. I know it's weird, but I don't like sitting in anybody's toilet, so I did not have a problem with not being regular. And again, I also chalk that up to everyone is different. I know people who will eat and go. Eat and it's number two. Eat number two. Any meal they have, they're going for number two. And it's not because of diarrhea or whatever. It's just that's just how their system is made. They're burning this thing really quickly and they're getting rid of stuff that they don't need. Well, my body likes to keep stuff. I don't know. So it's not burning it quickly. I'm not running off to use the loo, and I can go for days without using doing number two. I can do number one, but number two, and then it's not cute. I don't like that whole process, so I'm fine with it. But anyway, I'm not saying you know, this person doesn't have a valid reason or whatever. I have no idea. The news report was somewhat vague, but I just think that just the litigiousness of the society that we live in gives people an out of accepting responsibility for decisions that they make. And maybe I'm speaking this way because I haven't had those issues. In fact, on my own now, I'm getting to a place where I'm a little more regular than I was before, which is strange. And I don't know, it could be because now I'm working out more. I am, you know, I'm normalizing my eat, exercise, and sleep habits. Like they're kind of coming together. Like I have serious insomnia, and now I almost feel as if I'm sleeping better. So I don't know if that whole imbalance I had, whether hormonally and just my whole body just not being happy with whatever situation was going on with me. I think now that it's normalizing, you know, that I'm losing weight, I'm getting to a normal weight, everything else is kind of, you know, falling into place. Okay, you know, falling into place. And I'm picking up on that. I'm noticing these things. And I feel really good about it. So anyway, I just hot off the presses. This is something that was posted 2 days ago. I saw it yesterday, so 2 days ago. And of course, you know, these pharmaceutical companies, I'm sure they have lawyers and everything necessary to handle those lawsuits. But for me, from the standpoint of gastrointestinal, this gastroparesis or whatever they're talking about, I'm like, I feel like it's a frivolous lawsuit because it wasn't like you weren't forewarned. You didn't know that these are things that could potentially happen. And that's my opinion. One thing, and on my very first video when I talked about this, and after I did all the research, when I looked at the research and I looked at, you know, the group subsets of people that they did the trials with, and this is a drug that is essentially for type 2 diabetes. The number of black people and maybe even Asians, and I don't know how Asians like what their issue is with diabetes, but I know in the black community, diabetes is a big issue, and it's type 2 diabetes, and it's because of how we cook. So I can see it, because Asian food is almost, you know, with the soy and all that, it's almost like, you know, we use a lot of seasoning, and so I can see that happening. But when they did the tests and the trials and things like that, more white people were covered in the tests than blacks. And I don't know the race of this person who's filing the lawsuit, but when I saw that, I didn't understand why there was such a disparity in the class of people who they tested the drug on and things like that. Also, if you look at the age, the people who they did the tests on were 50 and over. So again, I don't understand the reason behind that, but this is part of the research that you want to do, because then if you had seen all these things, those questions you would have asked, which I did ask, and they weren't enough for me to say, no, I don't want this thing, because on the grand scheme of things, what I needed to do was to get myself in a healthy space, and so far so good. So anyway, that's what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope I have sprinkled some sense on some of you guys. If you're considering these sort of drugs, you need to do some serious research and make sure that this is something that you want to put your body through, put your mind through, put your brain through. You know, don't just go into it thinking, oh, because I saw this person and they lost all the weight, so it's got to work for me. You need to go to your doctor, get your tests done, do your research, make sure this is right for you before you get on it. And so you're not ending up trying to sue someone for something that was probably your issue to begin with. So thank you, and don't forget to live, laugh, love. And don't forget to subscribe. You guys, I need you guys to subscribe. I need you to share these videos. Give me the love. Give me the love. Okay? Share my videos. Subscribe. You know, some of you might think of joining. You know, I have some, like, content that is reserved for my members. Come on. So, anyway, thank you. I love you, my Smooners. And I will circle back.